That was like one of the first CIA coups that took place and started all these, um, started installing and uninstalling revolutionaries and destabilizing South and Central America in the 70s. The war on drugs, and then went well into the 80s. But all these cartels were effectively set up they're the last ones in there. They're the ones that the CIA ended up controlling all of South or Central and South America.
Yep.
So all these guys, if they want to access to the financial markets to wash their money, their liaison is going to be intelligence to give them security with the bankers. That's the only way they can have a sustainable way to get their funds out. So, and where are all those black money operations? Pretty much most of them are in the Caribbean. So, General McRaven wanted to set up SOCOM as its own branch in the military. Like basically peel it off from the general structure so they could conduct their own operations. And he's the guy that actually set up one of the groups that I worked for during the whole I don't know, this soft cold civil war we got going on in America. And he basically said that, he stood that up because he understood that the CIA was running operations that were in the dark, and a lot of their assets were basically given cover to run illegal operations to feed information back. And the idea is if you can't get rid of gangs or their logic is, then we'll control them. Better we control them than let them all run, have total anarchy. The reality is you can't allow these things won't exist if you don't allow them to exist. That's really the answer. If you cut their money, especially today, like I could see like 100 years ago or 150 years ago when you could keep all your money off the grid and you could be that underground maybe, but now it's impossible. You can't do it.
Holy
all
crap.
Go ahead.
Have you ever, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No, it's fine.
there has been 7 dictators since 1908 in that country. They've never
It's actually
had
lower than I thought, but
that if you've
7.
typed in, yeah.
You
The
mean
first one
dictators, like just dictators or elected people? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, like the first guy was, I can't even pronounce his name.
No, I'm saying, are these the
Castro.
total leaders?
Yeah,
Like
these are
all known leaders since the 08.
Well, that's what is. If I'm reading this right, lists of.
I'm making a distinction between leaders and just dictators. Is there a difference? Or are you saying all of them are dictators?
Well, it looks like everyone who's gotten in there has become a dictator.
Well, yeah, I agree they are. That's not my point. Never mind. That's all right. I'm sure that's all of them. So 7.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Since 1908 or 2008?
1908. Hugo Chavez's government's been in there since. Hugo Chavez did a coup back in 2002, and that's basically when he took over. He was elected in there, but he became a communist dictator. So it's from what I'm looking at, I could be reading this wrong. That's what Wikipedia says.
Yeah, it was one of the guys. I think it was Juan Guaido. Yeah.
But if you type in coup in Venezuela, technically it goes all the way back to the 1800s, like the 1820s when they kicked out the Spanish.
Yeah, I'm talking about the specific coup that the CIA ran, the first one.
Let me see.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. They did. And basically, and I've heard this from multiple people, including military generals that were in like relative high level intelligence. So, that are willing to go on the internet. So they go on the internet, they're willing to go public. So that may be a red flag, but still, generally the consensus is, Venezuela is kind of like the Ukraine for all the criminal activity in the Western Hemisphere. It's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
it's like a major hub of financing, and which makes sense with its access to the Caribbean and the Atlantic Ocean, just for trade purposes. That makes it's a good kind of depot for intel and money and weapons trafficking. They got two big ports, and a lot of stuff goes missing in those ports.
Well,
So
the other thing too is if you wanted to ship stuff from North America to South America, you basically go into Panama, put it on a ship, and you either decide, do I want to go to Colombia and come into the continent, or do I want to go to Venezuela and come in? Because the Pan American Highway is supposed to go through there, but you can pick it up in both countries and then start through South America if you want to go north to south. Because of the Darien Gap, you can't get through that.
yeah,
No, the Dare. So,
not
and
for long, not until they get this road built.
if they ever do,
They're making pretty good progress. It's not like they could never do it. We have the technology and we have the ability to build a road there, especially given the amount of money that would be made from that. Like, it would fund itself. It wouldn't be a problem.
1958 was the first CIA overthrow of Venezuela.
And who was the leader again?
Oh, Marco. Yeah, my reading skills aren't real good, so it's Marco.
Okay, that's not who I thought it would be. Interesting. Okay.
And then the second one was the CIA was aware they tried to overthrow Hugo Chavez, I guess.
Yeah. Tried, or I don't know, who knows. At this point though, all these guys that are allowed to run based on how the Cold War evolved, they're either the idea is that they're either working for the Chinese or they're working for deep state United States or Intel Service United States. But those two,
Yeah.
the question I personally have is, how merged are those two entities really? And is there a faction still on our side that's partnered with the Chinese to basically deal with the counter revolution going on in here? Like, are basically Democrats and all these guys paid insurgents by the Chinese? Like,
Well,
that's
they have to be.
to
It's
an
just the way
extent, clearly, but they got honeypots all over the place, and a bunch of people are falling for that in Washington, and like that's like well known. Like, they got Chinese sex operatives all over the place. Anyway, it's so I don't know.